sitting on the porch waiting for the air to move. Sitting on her mama's porch waiting for the air to move, even if it's just for 1 minute out of the night. Sitting on her mama's front porch waiting for the air to move, even if it's just for 1 minute out of the long night. So she could smell the magnolias. Oh, it don't smell when the air's still. And the long night will seem so much longer without it. Oh, if only the air would move. Zelda? Zelda? Are you waiting for a letter from Scott? Or a phone call? Ah, but a letter. A letter that she can read and reread as often as she pleases. Only what she doesn't know is when that phone finally rings, they'll tell her that he's dead. But she won't believe it for a minute. And she'll realize, and she'll hang up, and she'll want to cry. She won't be able to. Zelda, you're just waiting for the smell of southern flowers to soothe her. Which if the air would move, they would. Right? All the while, not knowing that her husband, that Scott, and his girlfriend's apartment in Hollywood, about to bite into a candy bar and have a heart attack and die on the spot. Poor Zelda. They would never tell me, you know, that you had a girlfriend. But I knew. I knew. Well, I did. Zelda, you're such a pretty little paper doll. Sitting all alone. That hot, still summer night air. That old veranda. Mama? Mama, can you hear me? Mama, have you gone to sleep? I suppose she has. Well, I think everybody was a little surprised tonight that I didn't cry when the phone call came about Scott. But in order to cry, you gotta have some tears, and they've all been spent. Some years and years ago. I mean, what's there to cry about now? His last immortal death? Well, I've seen him die many times in my life. Frankly, I have developed some sort of insulation against it, out of self-defense, or preservation or something. Oh, don't get me wrong, though. I'm very, very touched. Because I love him even now. God. Oh, if nothing has changed for me, Bernard, that's for goddamn sure. I mean, he hadn't been there. He hadn't been anywhere for me in so long that I just can't see mustering up some dutiful display of grief. We just died when we were very young together. Oh, I can't sleep all the same. Mama's lucky because she can. She doesn't really think about anything. I guess I'd be just like her in that respect if it hadn't been for Scott. Oh, he was all mind. Mind. Always was. But I can't stop thinking. Which is worse than crying. Crying would at least empty out something. Well, there's just no point in wishing you could empty something. It just hadn't had anything in it in years. Just such a desert of a marriage. Dear God. Our deepest sympathy from his senior class at Princeton. Now that's curiously comforting. No, it isn't. Well, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, God. I'd give anything for a breeze to blow. Thank you. If I don't give my poor feet a rest sometime, they're just going to have to bodily carry me out of this country club. Just seems like every soldier boy here wants to dance with me tonight. Oh, Mary Beth, how lovely you look. Claire, make your dress. Thought so. $4.35. Can you imagine such a thing? It's well enough under the $5 limit that it ought to win a prize. Or something. I must say I do feel peculiar being the only one here in silk and chiffon. Oh, no, Duncan, this sash alone costs $6. Well, I know we voted on a limit, Mary Beth, but you see, I don't like rules. Don't be ugly, Mary Beth. You're just being ugly because my dress is pretty and yours is a good try. Well, tell Claire I think she did a wonderful job. Hey, don't you look adorable tonight? Mary Beth. Oh, she's just jealous because she ain't got the gumption to break a rule, and I have, and I told her so. Oh? You liked my little performance before the dance? Did you really? Well, I suppose if I got an offer from the Russian ballet. Yeah. Haley? Who's that? No. Over there. I'm not going to point, Ailey. Yes. That one. With a perfect part in his hair. Is he looking at us? Still? Oh, Ailey. Isn't he the most handsome boy you ever saw in your life? He's coming over here? Well, how do you do? Well, I suppose I'm pleased to meet you, too. Mr. Fitzgerald? I'm Zelda Sayre. Well, that's very sweet of you, I'm sure, but... Well, I just turned someone down. I wouldn't want to hurt his feelings. No, I just couldn't. No, but I just... Well, I suppose I could. When you know it'd be a slow one. What? You mean Zelda? No, it's not a nickname. It's my name. I'm Zelda. Mama found it in some old novel she read. You're dancing with the namesake of a gypsy queen, sir. She gave all the normal names to my sisters. Oh, that is Judge. I don't tense up like that. I bet you anything you'd like him. Oh, we're having a dance for the graduation at our house tomorrow night around 7. Think you'd like to come by? What do you do? Well, you're not in uniform, I mean. Oh, really? Well, I don't think I've ever known a novelist before, much less dance with one. So come on by tomorrow night. 6 Pleasant Avenue. You can't forget that, can you? Now, who's your publisher? Well, not that I know one from another. Oh, what shame. Well, it's just... How old are you? Well, it's just that a 21-year-old novelist ought to be a rarity worth snatching up. Tell me about your novel, Mr. Fitzgerald. What's it about? College amours? What's it called? The Romantic Egoist. Ooh, I don't like that at all. It is. Well, is she one of your main characters? You can't have her insipid. You'll just have to fix her. Sounds to me like all you need to do is get yourself a new model. Oh, but you must give it a happy ending. Every story has to have a happy ending. Now, when are you going to call me Zelda? So I can call you... What was it? Scott? You really ought to write one of your stories about me, Scott. I bet it'd sell. What are you smirking at? You think I'm joking? Oh, I think the difference between me and just about every belle in Montgomery is I don't sit around waiting for things to happen to me. I go out and I make them happen. Well, if there's something in the shop window I want, the shop's closed. I just get going in. Well, of course, Angel, it's very selfish, but tell me something. You don't honestly believe the meek are going to inherit the earth, do you? I didn't think so. You look like a taker yourself. Now, how come you had to dance this dance with me, even though I told you hurt that poor boy's feelings? Because I'm the prettiest. Well, I'm very complimented, I'm sure. How come I accept it? Probably because you're the best-looking beau here tonight. I think it's our duty to live up to the gifts our parents gave us, don't you? We belong together on this dance floor. Pardon me for asking, but is that gin I smell on your breath? It is? You still got some? Well, I was thinking that the two of us could sneak outside and... Oh, well, the music stopped. Now's as good a time as any to sneak out. They're fixing to do the presentation. I don't want to stay for this. Let's go. Oh, I know what they're going to do. It's a barbaric Southern ritual they do every year. Come on, let's go outside. Where are they going to come in here, carry torches and drag in a block of ice? It's the two elements they worship most in a Southern woman. Oh, and then they're going to recite this disgusting oath of chastity that's enough to give you the hives. Will you please escort me out of here, Mr. Fitzgerald? Or shall I go by myself? Oh, please, don't take our picture now, please! Oh, God. How beautiful your face was. Then. Oh, you were all arrogance and hope. For the wine and whiskey and gin turned it all into ruins. Oh, it's hard to picture you in a casket in a mortuary in Hollywood. Well, I wonder what your girlfriend thinks she's gonna do now. Come up the steps. Well, yes, I know I invited you to a dance here tonight, but Daddy's called it off. Please, Mr. Fitzgerald. Scott, please don't come up the steps. There's been a death in the neighborhood, and Daddy doesn't want anybody here tonight. Oh, it was a boy from down the way. He and his friends used to do aerial tricks over our house, and he crashed this afternoon. No, it wasn't an accident. He told me he'd do it if I didn't marry him. Because I kissed him once. Because I never kissed a boy with a mustache before. Had such a pretty uniform. Well, anyway, Daddy's called off the graduation dance. Oh, you're going away? You mean overseas? To the war zone? Oh, please don't call it the Great War, Mr. Fitzgerald. Scott. What do you mean that's the best thing that could happen to your book. How do you figure that? Well, Angel, there ain't a bullet in the world could fell a man with that much self-confidence. You know, I could almost get a crush on you. Well, that is if you weren't leaving. Oh, it's all right, Daddy. He's just going. Well, why don't you go fix yourself a bromo seltzer and fizz for a while? You just can't imagine the mood he's been in since that boy crashed himself on the speedway. Oh, the folks who live here on the hill sort of refer to us all as the elite and sanitary. Daddy can't stand scandal. So, of course, it's more or less become my favorite sport. Goodbye, Scott. I wish you luck overseas, and I hope one day to read one of your books. What? For me? Well, of course, I'd love to keep. Now, please, don't go ruining the gift by wanting to kiss me. I'll keep these in my little box where I store my insignia collection. Goodbye, Scott. Goodbye, my ass. Oh, you never made it to the trenches. You never got to play war hero. Oh, but it wasn't your fault they signed that cotton-picking armistice the day before your ship was going to sail you off into glory. Oh, goofo. Was it such a bitter disappointment not getting to test your masculinity on the field of battle? Oh, goofo. Oh, I hadn't called you that in years. One other question. Do you actually like embalming fluid better than martinis? Or shall I see to it that you bear it with an olive in your mouth as a last loving gesture? I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Oh, goofo. How ever did the handsomest couple at the dance? The red-bloodedest. The ones with the best equipment for attracting and navigating in their youth all the success life has to offer. End up going so pitifully mad at the wheel. Is it gonna kill you, God, to let us have a breeze in Montgomery tonight? My husband is dead. What's wrong with you, little Miss Paper Doll? You like to play with fire. But you got started much too young. It became a passion. Oh, but what you never counted on was finding an opponent who could outdo you at it. What are you laughing at? Let me tell you something. When a whole squad of soldiers performs the manual salute of arms in front of your door because they're jealous of the aviators from Camp Taylor for doing their barrel rolls and loop-de-loops over your roof, well, you've earned the right to a little conceit. No, it was you. Always you. You were the one that was gonna be famous. Well, I suppose, in the long run, you were right. Marry you? Marry you? Oh, don't be ridiculous, Angel. Let's just see how your hopes to publish turn out. In the meantime, though, we'd be engaged. Now, come on. Escort me back to the Valentine dance before we're missed. Oh, you got some? Well, I don't see how one little old drink could hurt us. To, St. Valentine. Oh, Valentine anyway? No, I said one. God, I hope you're not going to stand out here and get drunk. Cause we always fuss when you get drunk, and I don't want to remember you that way tonight. Not tonight. Oh, but still, I do love making up with you afterwards, when your wits have come back to you. Sitting together in the swing till it's so late it's early. Well, that is what courtship's all about, isn't it? We'll put away the flask, Scott, and come on in. Well, then, I guess I'll just go inside and dance with one of my other fiancés. Oh, Angel, I can see you don't know how we live down here at all. Well, honey, every Southern belle keeps at least 4 or 5 bows on a string, maybe even 6. Oh, now you're getting mad. Well, as a matter of fact, they're all on the football team except for you. Why? Is that something you always wanted to do but couldn't? Well, I didn't mean that. Well, go on. The word is whore. Say it. Well, if that's how you feel, then I think you ought to leave Montgomery just as soon as you get your discharge. You already got it. When? Today? On Valentine's Day? Well, no. No, I don't think we ought to be engaged anymore. I just think it would be best if we... Oh, Scott? Scott? Happy Valentine's night. My darling Scott, I know living in a one-room flat in Manhattan and writing copy for an ad agency must be miserable for you, but you mustn't write me such suicidal letters, Angel. You really mustn't. I don't care if your wall is covered with rejection slips. You got 3 more that aren't. So keep writing your stories and keep working on your novel. And keep your job at the ad agency. I'm not going anywhere for a while. Scott, you must get this idea that I'm only interested in you if your book gets published out of your head. Of course I'm miserable down here waiting. But it's not the struggling side of New York I care to see. I'm much more interested in the glamorous side, as you are. So while you moan and groan about your misery, I endure mine. Of course, women love suffering. Our only excuse is men's constant need for a catalyst. That's what we are. The disturbing element. Well, Mama? You mean on the dress I wore last night? No, it's not blood, it's wine. It will too come out. Well, if I am, it's your fault because you raised me. No, I'm not hungry, thank you. Oh, my dearest darling Angel. How can mere words express my delight in opening that little box from you in the mail and finding a diamond ring? Oh, it's positively beautiful, dearest. It's like something eternal. And I wore it just for you the other night to the football dance. Sweetheart, if I receive one more letter that begins with, "Now I know why they lock princesses in ivory towers," I think I'll scream. And as far as me kissing the boys goodnight, you can rest assured I don't. But what if I was to kiss one of them goodnight for innocent reasons? Or for that matter, for wicked ones? You know it'd be your lips I'd be thinking of. So right for mine and so far away. Daddy, didn't anyone ever teach you it's rude to stare over a person's shoulders, especially if they're trying to write something? A letter? knows what I be writing to. Well, I'm sure you do. Well, I certainly can't stop you. Uh-huh. From Princeton? No, he didn't graduate. That's because he joined the Army. Yes, I know he has no career, Daddy. Well, of course he's uncertain of himself. Who wouldn't be in his shoes? Uh-huh. Yes, Daddy, you know he's Catholic. Oh, they do? You mean all Catholics drink too much? Well, I'll make a mental note of that. Uh-huh. Is that all? No, tell Mom I'm not hungry, thanks to you. I can't right now. 'Cause I'm busy, that's why. My dearest old angel, so you've done it. Scribner's is going to publish your book, and at last you're going to send for me. I can't believe it. Oh, it's like a dream come true. Oh, my precious darling angel, it's awesome, encouraging. It makes me want to write, too. I know I could be a good writer. What if I tried and failed? Well, that I think would crush me. No, you'll be the creative one in the family, and I'll be your decoration. There is that side of me, you know, that prefers to be all pink and helpless. Wonder what it would be like growing old with you. Ooh, I don't want you to see me get wrinkled and ugly. We'll just if I have to croak at 30. Oh, I'll be counting the days till you send for me. Do it soon. And do have a little liquid something waiting for me, as it's gotten unbearably dry in Alabama since the Prohibition. I think it's terribly clever of you to have found yourself a bootlegger in Manhattan so fast. Whatever will we do without bars? Soon to be your loving wife, Zelda. Oh, Mama, come sit beside me and swing for a while. Mama, you know it's oleander. Well, yes, I know it's supposed to be poisonous, but it's only a sprig, and I always wear it in my hair. And we always go through this. It's never done me any harm so far. Oh, poor Mama. All milked and mothered to the edge of deformity. I know. Mine's going to be hanging down to here one day just like yours. I knew that the minute I picked the wedding date. The minute I realized I was leaving home. Oh, Mama. Do you ever think about what you might have done if you hadn't married Daddy? If you weren't the judge's wife? Really, Mama? An actress? In a New York show? Well, why wouldn't he let you go? Wicked? Oh, gosh. Seems like that's the only word they know sometimes. Many-matching actress. Many say of the judge's wife. Oh, is that what's going to happen to my dancing with a Russian ballet, Mama? If I change my last name, will I never dance again and end up on a veranda like this, carrying my breast and stay? How come you never told me you almost got to be an actress once? Mom? Well, if you don't have an answer, I understand. But it's nothing to cry about. Mama? Scott? Daddy just came home from a train ticket to New York. Oh, I can't believe this is my last day in Montgomery. Zelda's there. Besides, I might have couldn't work up a good depression, because there just isn't any hopelessness in me in having lived. I spent all afternoon in the graveyard. Oh, the crumbled gray statues of angels and praying hands seem lively to me of romance. Romance. Oh, I want my grave to have an air of antiquity about it, so that young lovers will walk on it and wonder if my hair was red or black or brown. Oh, death seems so lovely. I want us to die together. I love darkening shadows and dying moons. Oh, will we really be husband and wife in just a few days? I long for you to wear me like a flower, delivered to your order, and to know that there's not a thing in the world you could do without me. What? Oh, yes, Daddy, I'm ready. Fitzgerald. Mrs. F. Scotch Fitzgerald. Could you tell me what hotel this is, please? The billboard is. Hey, Scott, honey, we made it back to the right hotel last night. Is that a miracle or what? Yeah. Thanks, hon. Oh, Scott, what are we going to do today? We've got to do something. I mean, we've been together for 6 days and married for 5. And thrown out of 3 hotels in the last 2. I mean, we've got to do something to keep the party going. I know. I think that I'll go slide down the banister and shock the people in the lobby. Where's my organdy dress? What do you mean you threw it away? Oh, I don't believe you. You're just funning me. Now, where is it? You really did. But why'd you throw it away? That's the prettiest dress I ever owned. Not sophisticated enough for New York. Well, I'm terribly sorry. I just got here from Montgomery, Alabama. Well, honey, if it's cheapness you wanted, you should have married a mannequin. I will not shut up. Now, that was my dress, and you had no business. You did what? All of them? Well, Scott, why did you do that? Now, what am I going to wear? Oh, you have had it. Well, that was very thoughtful of you. Because, my darling Scott, you shouldn't go shopping for me without me. Oh, no. No, I want to get a good look at what you consider chic before I send them all back. Oh, Scott. Oh, Scott. Oh, Scott. Oh, no, Angel, they're beautiful. Oh, and the hat. Oh, I love it. I just love it. Oh, my. What else did you buy me? Oh, isn't that gorgeous? What do you mean, my southern accent? Dumpling, there's not much you can do about that. It's a birthmark. You'll work with me. I see. So, I embarrass you, do I, in front of all your new literary Yankee friends? I didn't mean that. Well, listen to us fussing like this. Mr. and Mrs. Goofball in room number blank. Oh, I'd do anything for you, Angel. Anything. Now, come tell me you love me. Goofball. Oh, goofball. Oh, it must have been the fame that killed you. love so much. The glamorous Mr. and Mrs. Fitzgerald, riding on taxis, jumping into fountains with their clothes on, twirling around in revolving doors. Oh, we were the jazz age, weren't we? I was the original flapper. Taxi! Taxi! To the Ritz, please. Step on it, sugar. I'm late for my bubble bath. Oh, y'all talk a little louder out there. I can hardly understand a word you're saying. No, don't come in. I want to bathe in privacy for a change. But I left the door ajar so we can still talk. Oh, Nathan, honey, could I trust you to reach in one of those elegant cigarettes of yours without looking? Scott, you watch him now and see that he remains a gentleman. A little closer, Angel. Thanks. I was dancing on the kitchen table at the Waldorf the other night when I accidentally kicked over the pans. Can you possibly believe that, Nathan? God. Oh, we stole some anchovies on the way out. They soak you up, you know. Sure they do. Scott. About how we ate the anchovies. Y'all are talking serious out there. What about? My diary. He showed it to you. God, how dare you? Nathan, I am so embarrassed. You liked it? Really married, I'm going with you, Nathan. Really? Really, Nathan? Shut up, Scott. Well, Nathan, that's the most encouraging thing anyone's ever said to me. I don't know what to say. Shut up, Scott. Well, you don't have to make fun of my writing just because Nathan went raving about yours for 2 minutes. What was it you liked about it, Nathan? My metaphors. Oh, God. You said everybody thinks they're pretty insane. Poetry. George G. Nathan, when I get out this tub, I'm going to give you the biggest hug, honey. Gosh. Poetry. Quotes from his novel in my diary. Huh. I hate to tell you, Angel, but you misquotes from my diary in his novel. Sure he did. Honey, she's not only patterned after me, she really is me. Because he rewrote it after we met. Didn't you, Angel? Scott, you're not sulking, are you? Well, you just got so quiet. What, Nathan? Oh, don't be ridiculous. Nobody want to publish my stupid old diary. You mean in the magazine you work for? Really? Nathan, Scott, did you hear that? He can't. Why not? He wants to publish it. Why can't he? Your literary domain. But it's my diary. But it's mine. I'm the one who wrote it. But I'm the one that... Well, no, never mind. My husband says that I'm the inspiration for all this writing. I mean, who could ask for more than that? Let's just forget that you ever offered. Thanks all the same. Are you sure you took the right turn back there, Goofo? Well, I could have sworn the sign said Westport was that way. Well, I'm sure you did. Well, pay no attention to me. Oh, look at the wild geese. Look. Oh. Don't you just love Connecticut? Oh, this dusky twilight overgrowth. Oh, New York feels 1,000 miles away. Oh, it's so peaceful. Oh, you're right, Angel. You're going to get a lot more work done out here. Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about something, that's all. No, I was just thinking of that look on Nathan's face when you slugged him for sending me those innocent little love notes. They were too innocent. He just looked so thunderstruck. Well, I noticed you didn't slug Alex or Carl or any other friends for flirting with me. Carl Van Vector. He did too. Honey, he and I drank champagne out of the same slipper. As for Ludlow Fowler, well, you're the one who asked. Oh, look at the deer! Look! Oh! No. It's just Nathan's face. Well, it looked just like that dean at Princeton did last week when the Cottage Club revoked your stupid silver platter and you told him to go suck a donkey. Oh, sometimes I think we're drinking too much. But I suppose Connecticut will do us good. What on earth kind of trouble could we get into out here? Scott, why do you pretend to yourself that you hate rich people? Honey, it's really quite obvious that you envy them very, very deeply. I saw the way you looked at the elevator in Ludlow's house. What do you mean the rich are different from us? In what way? Come on, Scott. How could you possibly think they think they're better than we are? It's you who thinks they're better than you are. I mean, so what if you have to work to acquire the refuges of life? Don't you like writing novels? Isn't that why we upped and moved to Connecticut, so you could write another one? Well, I'm frightened. Because it's too pretty. I'm afraid it'll be boring. Oh, what a nice little drive. Well, is this it? Well, of course I do. It looks very clean. Well, thank God you're driving this time, Nathan. With the mood he's in, I don't even want to be in the same car with him. Oh, be sure and keep Scott behind us, because if we lose him, he's liable to go mad and kill us both. I tell you one thing, Dumpling, we hate Connecticut and it hates us, and we have been drinking up a storm. Oh, I'm so glad to be leaving this place. I can hardly see straight. Oh, Lord above, Nathan. My parents came up and called us plastered to the teeth. Friends and strangers just passed out everywhere. Honey, Mama and Daddy were horrified. Oh, they left early because Scott and me got to wrestling over a bottle of gin that he wouldn't turn loose of, and honey, I fell against the door and got a shine of the size of the moon. Whereupon they were convinced that he hit me and left. glad your family's not Southern. Goodbye, trees. Oh, I don't know. Guess we'll go to Manhattan and see a few people and then head on south for a while. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on a glass of buttermilk. You mean his book? Yeah, he's been working on it some, but he's behind in it, if that's what you mean. No, the trouble is me. What am I supposed to do? The hell with everything else if I can't at least be amused. I'm only good for distraction. A toy. Not real, Nathan. Not real. Yeah, I know it's Valentine's Day. Well, now that's very sweet of you, Nathan. Well, I'll tell you something nice if you promise not to tell a soul. I haven't even told Scott yet. You promise? I'm gonna have a baby. Well, you don't have to knock us off the road. This morning. I found out this morning. Oh, Nathan, I hope the child's pretty and dumb. A pretty little dummy. Is that good news, Nathan, do you think, or bad? Oh, I don't know. God knows where my husband and I are going and where we'll end up. What? Oh, well, you just stay on this road. You have to turn, I suppose. Jackknife! I said to a jackknife! Chicken! Yeah, I know. I'm the only one here that can dive. Yeah. Scott, if you don't get up from there and take those calla lilies off your chest, we're going to lose all of our guests to malnutrition. Oh, I'm sorry, Angel. I thought you were my husband. I've seen him in that position many times. Scott! Scott, food! I thought someone said Long Island was quiet compared to Manhattan. Tommy, put out that fire. Well, hell, honey, burn the whole damn thing down. Oh, hi, goofball. No! Nathan, I'm always calling people goofball if you sing him. How long ago? With who? Dorothy. Well, I guess they got sidetracked somewhere. Would you fix me a drink, Angel? Anything that's left. I think I need to go wash my face. Oh, Anita, what on earth are you carrying? Oh, don't tell me you brought dinner. We're not in your good china. Bonnie, this party's been going on 2 or 3 days. Well, just knock all those glasses off that table and set it up over there. Oh, no, I'm off the hard stuff for the next 10 minutes. Oh, I don't know. The other day, sometimes Scott said, why don't we give one of those parties where half the guests go home mad? Who knows? Probably some speakeasy half a mile down the road. Because he can't stand success. Oh, on second thought, I think I'll have a small gin. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be that small. Because, Anita, the success of his first novel nearly killed us. Believe you me, what little this side of paradise left standing, the beautiful and damned was bound to topple. Oh, thanks, Angel. Well, do you have any idea how many copies that sold? But I can buy a lot of gin. He says that he's sick of life, liquor, and literature. Sick of floundering bunkering in the flabby, semi-intellectual doldrums of his generation. Why don't you ask me what I'm sick of? What on earth is she doing with those bubbles? God, there's never a camera when you need one. Oh, Anita, I wish people wouldn't think of us as beautiful anymore. I'm so tired of being followed that way. From now on, the only person who has my permission to think of us as beautiful is Gilbert Selby's. And to him, I want Scott and me to always be a pair of young, beautiful, innocent angels asleep at a party on one another's shoulders like a Renaissance carving. Forever. Cheers. So much for discipline. I guess you're thinking this woman's out of her mind, aren't you? Well, I know, Anita, I know, but where can we go? I mean, we have this little girl now. We just can't keep fleeing to the south to escape the parties up north and then flee into the north to escape the stultifying boredom down south anymore. You know, Scott earned some $20,000 this year. And that's not only gone, but we're $5,000 in debt. So now that he's published his portrait of the shipwrecked marriage, he started on something about a gentleman bootlegger from this neck of the woods, and it was called now, honey, get this, among ash heaps and millionaires. Oh, and guess who he's chosen as his model for the disturbing element again? Yeah. Sometimes I don't even think he realizes he does it, Anita, but just about every time I pick up something he's written or run across something I said the day before, or something from a letter I've written him, or something from my journal. Insides, personal insides and feelings. And he sits there peering at you with a look that's enough to freeze fire and insists that none of it's autobiographical. I just don't want to bring up our daughter among all this loneliness. Well, but where can we go? The other night. That was really my fault. I sort of egged him on. Yeah, Anita brought dinner. Well, do you have any idea how late it is? Because we were hungry, that's why. Where's Dorothy? She got a black eye, too. Scott, what are you doing? You better put down that candlestick. I said put it down. I need to stay out of his way. He's gone crazy. Scott, turn loose the tablecloth. You're going to knock all the dishes on the floor. Turn it loose. Turn it loose. Oh, Anita. Oh, your beautiful dishes. I'm so sorry. Oh, don't worry about him. He's not dead. He's just passed out. Yeah. I guess he does need to get away from all the ash heaps and millionaires for a while. Europe? Europe. Oh, do you really think it's far enough away? be so loud we'll wake Mama up. None of our memories come in whispers to the angel. Except for maybe one or two. Oh, it's mostly screaming laughter and screaming music. Screaming silence. You're not gonna cry, are you? You ought to be used to it by now, little Miss Paper Doll. Oh, we choose our own traps. Don't we, Angel? Well, something I won't burn down me. Very, very badly. Well, what do you expect from a woman who reads Greek tragedy to put herself to sleep? After a life with you? Stop. Please put down that pencil and look at me. You're not going to keep me locked in this beach house one more day. Scott, are you listening to me? That's medieval. I'm not your stupid princess for you to lock in your stupid tower. No, I can't stand the title Gold-Hatted Gatsby. It's every bit as bad as, what was that one? Trimalchio in West Egg. No, nothing's as bad as Trimalchio in West Egg. You still ain't found it, Angel, but you will. Stop, please let me go outside for a while. Will you put down that goddamn pencil and look at me? No, I'm not a child that has to be provided with things to do. You don't understand. You have your writing. All I have is you. Remote as that is most of the time. And then when you're not writing, you're drenched in liquor. Now, don't pick up your pencil and disappear again. Talk to me, goofball. You can't keep me locked indoors. Well, if you don't want to go outside and write me like that, it's your business. But I'll die before I let you lock me in a beach house on the French Riviera. Scott, please look at me. Why are you doing this? Oh. Well. And who got the pleasure of breaking it to you so gently? I see. And, you believe them, of course. What do you mean, what else for you to believe? For your information, it doesn't happen to be true. Well, in the sense you're thinking of, anyway. We flirted a little, but it was not unfair. Sometimes I do imagine what it would be like to neck with him on top of the Arc de Triomphe. Because he's handsome and darkly tanned and very idealistic instead of pickled and pale and cynical. And because he still believes in human things like bravery and honor. He believes in those things because he saw them with his own eyes on the battlefields that you'll never get to. Well, you can relax. He's just one of many young Frenchmen with whose company I've had to content myself in the absence of yours in the pursuit of swimming and polite conversation. You're going to believe anything you want to believe. His name is Josan. Oh, no, we will not call him over for showdown. Besides, I've already decided I'm never going to see him again. Because if I do, it could turn into something more than swimming. And I love you too much to let that happen. Please, unlock the door and show me that you trust me. So help me God, I'll jump through the plate glass window. And if it doesn't kill me, you can pay the hospital bill. You can afford it. You bastard. Your terrible titles into the one yet to come. And all the hotels that threw us out for being drunk. And all the good times we've had fighting. And all the abortions we like to call appendectomies. And to the hotels that didn't throw us out. And to the time we got so drunk we washed the baby in the bidet. The time you slept with Dorothy Parker, whether or not either one of you ever admits to it. That one calls for a double. Don't think you're hiding your reaction. I saw your back stiffen just then. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Here's to the most beautiful married couple in the world. To your father. Yeah, to your father, whose tragic financial ruin resulted in the hopeless shifting of your priorities before you were fully matured artistically. And to the times you said things like this to me when you were drunk. In short, here's to the glamorous life. Your plane over our roof anymore. You take from life what you can, and you do without the rest. Just hope. Leave me alone. Oh, leave me alone. Stop it. Stop hitting me in the face. Sarah? Sarah, is that really you? Oh, Sarah, what are you doing here? Oh, help me up, Sarah. No, I don't feel like walking. Just help me get to my bedroom. I never know where I am anymore. I never felt comfortable in a room without an open suitcase in it. Where's Goofo? Shh! Have to be quiet, he's trying to write. I will. There are. Keep walking. Up and down, up and down. Scott? What note? What does it say? Oh, don't be ridiculous, Sarah. I can't read this. Well, honey, I'm doing good to see the piece of paper. Well, I'm trying, Sarah. I'm trying. Zelda and me close again at last. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. I want to cancel 2 of those martinis, because when my darling husband gets to the part of the story where Joseph goes off and kills himself in great Ibsen-esque fashion, he's had enough. All we know, my one great love, he could be flying over our roof this very minute. God knows he'll be flying over our heads from time to time forever. You just wish he'd killed himself, don't you, Angel? Now, come on. Let's be quiet so Ernest can talk about his book. You know, that's what he's dying to do. Oh, come on, Scott. Stop trying to sound so professorial. Who do you think you're impressing? He loved it. He thinks you're a real first-rater, Ernest. He admires you. You're his hero. He's jealous of you. He loves you. Oh, come on, Scott. You mean me? Sure, really. Tell me, Ernest, honey, what do you honestly care what I think? Oh, really? Is that why your wife and I spent the entire afternoon having tea in the kitchen with Miss Toklas? While you and Scott got to talk in the studio with Miss Stein about things we don't understand? I mean, I don't know why it'd be any different tonight. Especially in this backstreet homo bar. That right, Hadley? Hadley! Passed out. Oh, this place would give my poor father a heart attack. You mean your book? No, you don't. No, you don't, Ernest. Well, if you really want to know, I thought it was fine for people who like bullfights. And bullshit. Myself, I go for settler sports, okay? Scott, where are you going? You just cannot stand for me to say what I think when it comes to you. Oh, don't worry, he'll be back just as soon as he's done something to get everybody's attention. He didn't cancel those drinks, did you? Good. I guess you've learned by now, huh? Alex, honey, who's that woman he's sitting down with over there? No, the older one with the purple hair. That? You're pulling my leg. Isadora Duncan has purple hair? How sad. Oh, look at him kneeling at her feet. I guess I'm supposed to get jealous. Did you see what she called him? Why, you could read those lips a mile away. She called him her centurion. Some centurion with that pot belly and those purple bags under the eyes that weren't there a year ago. It's the liquor. Oh, well, let him flirt with her. She needs flirting with. Look at her, poor thing. The worst he could do is find out from her who would be a good dance instructor for me to take lessons from. I am so. Scott says I need something to do. Something I could make my own. I danced when I was a little girl. He said that he would pay for the classes, but I told him only from a first-rate instructor. Oh, some friends of ours have an in with a Russian ballet. Now that's something I can make my own. either crazy. I cannot believe he's still sitting at her feet. Wonder what they're laughing at. Oh, I guess he'd be pleased if I jumped up from the table and threw myself down the staircase. That's how we play get each other's goat. Not this time, Angel. Sorry. What have you done to him, Ernest, honey? His drunks took on a nasty quality after he met you. Now he acts like he's desperately afraid somebody's going to think he's not a man. Why? What have you done to him? The other night after the two of you had been out drinking, he came home passed out beside me and started moaning harder, baby, harder, in his sleep. Well, why don't you go ahead and hit me? You know you've already done it in your mind. Oh, come on. It's too late for you to worry about cowardice. Now you've committed yourself. Come on, you do it. Come on. Oh, well. He kicked a tray of matches out of a beggar woman's hands. And he and a bunch of his friends dragged this poor waiter to the top of a cliff and made him beg them not to throw him off. Now, where, I ask you, did he acquire this sudden taste for deliberate cruelty? Well, I think from his trying in his pathetic way to be just like you. I am not either. You always say that when I hit the nail right on the head. If there's anyone who's crazy, it's Scott. You ought to see the way he acts when I dive off those high rocky cliffs in Monte Carlo into the shallow water. Morbid. Spiteful. Because he can't. Honey, he's afraid to try. Oh, the competition level between us has risen past the flood line. Well, just today, on our way over to Miss Stein, I laid down in front of the car and dared him to drive over me. We can laugh over here, too. I think you better pay Scott back the money you borrowed from him soon. I think Europe is getting a little tired of us. Has he asked you what you think about Hollywood? Well, he will. Yeah, I know, it does seem kind of ridiculous, doesn't it? Then again, it may do us good to get away from all this for a while. Ernest, honey, I do believe that woman just invited my husband to stop by her place later this evening. I dare that bitch. I dare that bitch. Hey, sugar, you want to see a little competition? Well, look at me! Look at me! Look at me! Just what we deserved, wasn't it, Angel? Oh, I knew it'd kill you. Why'd you go back? In a way, it's no different talking to you now than it was then. Oh, all the same, it was cheap of you to die first. Good for what in tarnation you do? Well, I can see you piling up the furniture in the middle of the room. What's the matter? Did Miss Talmadge like to flap her script or something? Studio rejected it. You mean after they paid you $12,000 to write it? Oh, Goofo. You must be so disappointed. Poor Angel. You're not going to set fire to it, are you? Thank God you're sober. What do you mean you're going to top it off with our stack of beer? Does that mean you're leaving? Because you've had enough of Hollywood, we don't have to look at palm trees everywhere. Everything's back to enjoyment. You mean as soon as you said goodbye to your girlfriend? Well, that's what she is, isn't she? That didn't hurt a bit. Well, you stand there after you've done that and tell me she's not your girlfriend. Tell me she's just some young kid trying to make it big in pictures, needing encouragement from you. What did you mean, at least she's doing something with her life? Well, I guess it's not enough that I furnished you with a copy for all your novels. Well, I could have studied with Madame Migorva in Paris, you see, if my husband hadn't decided to up and move to Hollywood instead on account of his career. Oh, Scott, please don't go away. I'm sorry. Bitch. Where are we, Nathan? I could have sworn I've been on this road before. The estates out here certainly are big, aren't they? Do you think it'll be much further? Oh, some friends helped us find it. They think the peacefulness of Delaware will do us good. Anyway, it's supposed to be some huge colonial mansion. I wonder if I'd like it. I suppose the large rooms will compensate for the emptiness. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Oh, he told you about my classes? Yeah, she's in Philadelphia. Just a hop, skip and a jump. Oh, she was a student of Igorova. Oh, Nathan, I can't wait to start my classes. I want to be so good they'll let me dance with a Russian ballet. That's how good I want to be. I'm not going to stop until I am. No, I'm paying for them. Some terribly chic magazine is offered to purchase some of my articles. As long as they bore Scott's name under the title next to mine. He says it's okay as long as he doesn't really have to work on them. So I'm going to be doing something creative with my time for a change. While he writes his next novel. You wouldn't happen to know if this is a dry county, would you? Oh, Nathan. I'm going to get me the biggest mirror you ever saw and practice my dancing in front of it like life has no meaning without it. Some release from Scott. Scott doesn't have anything to do with this, Nathan. It is mine. It's private. I've set myself a very high goal, and I'm going to be merciless about reaching it. Because once I do, I'll be driving those devils that are presently driving me. Oh, because when you're dancing, Nathan, you're in total command of yourself. Such a peace and all that sureness. Gently. She's going to struggle. How sad. But you'll see. I'll show everybody I can dance. My hometown newspaper said I could have become another Pavlova. but for the light of bows on my doorstep. Granted, that was a good many years ago, but I still do. Don't think I can't. All I need is the discipline. You can come in here and turn off my music like that. Scotty, you drunk or sober? Yeah, I know how long I've been in here. At this point, I call it agony. But I am trying to become perfect. Does that bother you? Yes, I saw today's mail. Yes, I read the telegram from the Saturday Evening Post. No, I'm not angry. They're willing to pay $4,000 for an article written by me that bears your name alone rather than the usual $400 for the same article bearing both our names. I say, fine, let's take the money. And I won't be Zelda anymore. Oh, and then we can use the money and go back to Paris and I can study with the Gorma. No. You break my mirror and I'll never look at you again. It is not either straight out of a whorehouse. You just hate it because it's mine. Why don't you go work on your novel? Maybe it'd help if you have a drink. Used to be you could never write when you were drinking. Now you can't even start unless you're drunk. Why don't you go do something? You're destroying my concentration. Now, how's that for a twist? Well, am I getting worse or am I improving? Oh, am I, Madam Gorma? Am I really? Oh, thank you, Madam, thank you. Oh, no, I'll keep working. I'll work harder. Oh, it's getting so late and I want to be so excellent. Please make me excellent. Oh, don't back away. I was only going to kiss your feet. You've given me back my life. Oh, I didn't mean to embarrass you. Oh, yes, I'm sure it's quite late. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Who's there? Scott, is that you? I'm sorry you think I'm being uncooperative, doctor, but I never asked to be brought to the Mama Son Clinic, and I don't want to be here. Scott, you can't do that to me. I won't let you do that to me. It's all right. My husband says I'm showing a lot of improvement, and it's just a matter of days before I go home for good. What are those men? Are they from the Russian ballet? They're from the Molly's Pichette. They want me to shoot him for them. Morphine! Give me morphine! Doctor! Please let me come back to the clinic. I don't believe in my friends. I only believe in my enemies. So you see, that makes me confused and unfit. It's Madame Gorma. Oh, someone has to tell her I'll be all right. She'll be worried. Oh, no, doctor. Don't take away my dancing. That's all I have. There be nothing left of me but ashes. Please. God. darling Scott, I think we've been faced with facts this time, and that is, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life traipsing back and forth between sanatoriums. So I'll stay out here at the Swiss clinic. It really has proven to be the best. My doctor wants to know if you quit drinking. You're the one who picked him. A little extra pathos for one of your stories. Mama knows everything. Outbenched again. Madame came to see me the other day. Brought me a present. I knew him and I'd never dance again. Where are you, goofball? Come help me. Please. Please love me. Doctor, you want me to spend Christmas with my husband and daughter this year? You mean out there? But why? Have I done something I wasn't supposed to? Where are we going? No, you must walk on my left side. Oh, good morning, Doctor. Well, as a matter of fact, I'm feeling sort of cheerful today. Scott wrote me a lovely letter. Has it really been that long since the last fit? Well, why do you look so grave? No! Daddy? Daddy! You to prepare yourself. I'm going to try to write a novel. Now, the doctors have said it's all right as it's not physically strenuous like dancing. And as this is very important to me, perhaps more important than you'll ever be capable of perceiving. They want to make sure that no matter what your inner feelings may be, that you're as encouraging to me in this as you possibly can be. And so do I. Z. P.S. I'm going to call the character Alabama, as Zelda just isn't anymore. Alabama looked at the old man lying in his bed, and her voice took on a softer tone. Daddy? Daddy? I want to know why is life so confusing? Why is it that when our minds are tortured, our bodies fail, and once our bodies collapse, our souls just abandon us? I want to know why, Daddy. The old man looked at Alabama silently for a moment and then said, do you have any simple questions? Scott, they tell me you're thinking about moving back to Hollywood and that you didn't like my book. Well, I'm sorry that my sending the manuscript to the publishers rather than to you has unleashed your usual resentment. But I knew they'd show it to you sooner or later, as they're your publishers too. And as far as you demanding the right to edit the novel, just because you're writing one with the same setting right now, allow me to remind you, Angel, precious, the details of my life are not tangible items you can claim sole ownership of. or as intelligent as you're supposed to be. I'm surprised you have to have such things pointed out to you. What, Doctor? I can go home for a while. A second honeymoon. Gufo. The changes and the deletions in the manuscript have been made according to your specifications. You can rest assured now that none of my descriptions of you will clash with any illusions you have of yourself. Nor will my Riviera sequence steal any fire from yours. And the publishers seem ready to send it off to the typesetters. As for your moving up to Baltimore, I just don't think it's safe for us to be too near each other as yet. I've been trying my hand at watercoloring lately, not without some slight degree of success, I might add. And I'm also contemplating the possibility of attempting another novel. So I just couldn't afford any severe emotional setback at the moment. What are you doing? Don't touch, little girl. The paint is wet. Where's your mother? Oh, don't be ridiculous. I don't have a little girl. How could I? I'm only a little girl myself. Ooh, go away. Your hair smells. Well, I don't care if it has just been washed. You go tell your mother your hair smells and she ought to be ashamed. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry, little girl. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mama, where am I? Here. My husband's here. Well, why'd you let him come here? No, Scott. It's not your right to give the doctor's orders. You're not even up to staying sober 2 days in a row, Angel. How could you presume to think that your wisdom is the key to anyone else's salvation? I mean, the only reason why the doctor stopped asking you if you quit drinking is they're tired of getting those 25-page essays in return. You what? You insist that I what? Forget about a second novel. You get out of here. What do you mean you let me write the other one out of benevolence? You ain't never let anybody do anything. But I don't want to give up writing. I don't want to be a complimentary intelligence. Yeah. Yes, it's going to be about my experience in a psychiatric clinic. Why? Is that what you're going to be about? Well, isn't that a shame? It is not stealing. Well, then you write yours, I'll write mine, I'll edit yours. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're the professional in the family. Oh, yeah, I'm just a third-rate writer and a third-rate dancer. You said it often enough. I'm sure that when you see my paintings, I'll just be a third-rate painter. But my question is, if you're so great, then why such an all-out attack on such an obviously lesser talent? No, you can't see my outline. Then you answer my question. Because I'm not interested in having it okayed by you. Scott, I said no. But you just demand away. Are you trying to make me hysterical? Is that what you're trying to do? You want me to start screaming? Is that what you want? You want me to start screaming? doesn't have to be a very big breeze. My darling Scott, they're giving me a pass so I can be present at the Tuesday showing of my watercolors and sketches. Oh, it would mean a great deal to me if you're there, as I'm sure you well know. But try not to be too critical. That's what you think of me always matters a lot more than it should. Your loving wife. Yes, I'm ready for my walk now. Why, Sarah, I didn't know you were going to be at the show. Oh, do you like them? Do you really? Well, I suppose if I had to pick my favorites, oh, they'd be the ones with the ballet subjects. If I can't have my dream, I guess I can paint it. Right? Oh, you mean over there with Scott? That's Gertrude Stein. She was giving him a lecture a few minutes ago on why sentences shouldn't leak. Sounded pretty dumb to me, but then what do I know? What's he doing? Is he taking that painting off the wall? Excuse me, Sarah. Scott, what do you think you're doing? Well, you just put it right back up there. Well, how dare you tell her she can pick out anything she likes? These are not your paintings to give away. I'm sorry, Miss Stein, but I've already promised that one to my doctor. I don't care how nice she's been to you. You give her something that belongs to you. Hello, Miss Toklas. You enjoying your visit to the States? Oh, I'm just fine, thank you. Oh, no, I go back on Thursday. That's not Dorothy Parker, is it? Who let her in here? Doctor. Seems like we're never going to quit passing that same old dead tree. Oh, you'd think by now we'd know the road to Asheville well enough to drive it blindfolded. No, you just sit there and save your strength for the drive back. I'll find that cutoff, don't you worry. But I do think we ought to trade places before we get to the sanatorium. For appearance's sake. But honestly, I don't care anymore. Oh, honey, don't worry about the hospital. It's safe here. They take us on a 5-mile walk every day. And occasionally I get to go swimming with a fellow maniac or two. Oh, there's a cutoff. I'll pull over and we can trade places. You can drop me off at the gate. No, as far as the doctors are concerned, our trip to Cuba was a second honeymoon. I hate Cuba. All those feathers flying when you tried to stop that cockfight. I just wish you hadn't gotten so drunk. But we'll get it right next time, right? Oh, look at the dogwood. All over the hillside. Oh, summer snow. Ah, flowers. My consolation for what? The grimness of life. Yeah. And Mama's too. Ah, thank you, goofball. You know, you're words have always been your most precious gift to give. Of course I do. We parked on a railroad track and fell asleep in each other's arms. Oh, who could forget that, Angel? It happens to be the story of your life. Oh, well, I guess it's time for me to go in. Oh, Goofo, before we say goodbye again, I want you to promise me something. Well, I want you to promise me that if you're fool enough to go back to Hollywood, that you'll at least write about it this time. Tragically. In your best light. Oh, honey, don't worry about me. I cure myself with the fact that they think it's safe for me to go visit Mama in Alabama. All by myself. Oh, write to me soon, my darling Dodo. Love our child. And take care of your health. I can't bear the thought of you suffering. Oh, I've been haunted tonight by the unhappy remembrance of you. Could anything have ever survived our life? Mama? You were sound asleep. How long you been up, darling? Oh, no, I'm just out here on the porch playing. Paper dolls. Oh, Mama, don't get alarmed. I've been doing it all my life. They even let me do it in the sanatorium. They say it's a healthy form of therapy. Besides, it was you who taught me. Mama, come on out on the veranda. It's a little cooler. I know, Mama. I know. Mad Zelda. Out on the porch playing paper dolls. Mama, you want to sit with me like we used to do a long time ago? Oh, Mama, I know it's poisonous. That's the one thing I really do know. But it was always so beautiful, I never could keep my hands off of it. Mama, I don't have to go to the funeral, do I? Out there in Hollywood. Oh, thank you, Mama. Thank you. Mama. Mama. Do you feel that breeze? Oh, I will, honey. I'll come in just as soon as I'm through. Dearest darling Scott, The air was so hot, so still. I was practically burning alive. Oh, but I derived my comfort from talking to you the way I always did. Conversing with brilliant emptiness. Oh, if I had any feelings, I know they'd be grateful ones. And sad ones, too. But there's not the tiniest trace of the joy or beauty we begin with. To offer you in the end. In another moment, there'll be nothing left of my foolish heart but ashes. I give you my love anyway, my darling Dodo. Even though there's no me and no you. And no happy ending. Goodbye, angel.